Sukrigar Vode on, and hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Gung Ho Guns here, and yes, the mustache is still alive and well, just hiding under this Mando helmet for now, but don't worry, it's still glorious, I promise you that. Anyway, today we're playing SWTOR, and I'm going to show you how I run my Commando Assault Specialist, aka the dot spec. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how you can easily push past 32k DPS in most of the raids without destroying your keyboard. I'm not going to lie to you, this spec can feel tricky at first, but again, I'm going to show you the easy way to do this step by step. That way you can go out there and be the best that you can be. So sit back, grab yourself a drink, and let's get cooking Mando style. Looking for like-minded lunatics to play SWTOR with? Then why not join the Mando community? We're on the Starforge server, and we've been around since the Star Wars Galaxy days, back when blasters overheated and the cantina was the real endgame. We run everything: PvE, operation, dungeons, weekly world bosses, PvP, duels, bounties, you name it. If it explodes, we're probably already there. So if you want a crew that actually plays and isn't just standing around on fleet courting Revan, then join Mando. Discord is in the bio. Strap in, is going to get loud. All right, thank you guys again for being here. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me a lot. And if you got any questions, drop them in the comments or just hop into our Discord. I'll be happy to help you get to these numbers as well. Now, the Assault Specialist Commando, the one that I'm playing now with the big Gatling gun, this is the mirror class of the Mercenary IO or Imminent Ordnance, if you will, spec. They play very similarly, but they are a little different as well. I've been playing these classes now, especially these two, for like 13 years or something, and let me tell you, they are quite amazing. They've always been good. It's just people don't know how to play them correctly. Now, if you want to see the Merc side of things, if you go on my channel, I got 3 different videos for the IO build from beginner, advanced, and master level, but today we're not doing any of that. I'm just going to skip straight to the master level and show you how to play this commando the right way. I'll cover everything: best in slot gear, the right stats you should be aiming for, the best build, the full rotation, and in the end, I'll show you a showcase of me in action with a parse up so you can actually see the numbers that I am getting. With that said, let's get started. All right, don't worry about all of this stuff down here, guys. I'm actually going to show you a clickable, easy to follow version. Don't freak out. I know this key binding down here looks a little crazy. Anyway, let's pull up the stats. And let's go over the gear first. So, as before, the best 2 in slot for your implants are the Overcharged Cell package and the Concentrated Fire package as well. It does not get better than this, guys. These 2 will get you the most damage possible. No hands bar with anything else. Don't even play with anything else. The next one is your Tactical, the Energized Charges. This is best in slot for PvP, PvE. Even when you're sleeping, make sure to always have this one on. Don't even worry about the other ones, okay? Now, let's go quickly take a look at these stats. Now, as you see right here, I am always building for NIM rating, meaning that I always build without the guild perk in mind, just because I would like to hit, in case I'm doing NIM, I don't have to switch out my gear. However, if you have the guild perk and, for example, the Zeal, you can check on our Discord. There's different ways you can build it. But again, I build for NIM rating. With that said, accuracy always 110%. You need 2694, as you see right here. I have 10%, and if you go to tech damage, 110%. This is what you need so you don't miss anything, okay? For alacrity. Now, alacrity, you really only need like 2200. I like to run 2700. It's just I like to play aggressively. So the extra alacrity that I bump, it just helps me quite a bit. So again, this is how I like to play, but you only really need 2054, 2154, 2200 around there. Everything else is too critical. The next thing, or the last thing I want to mention with the stats, as you see right here, I am only running the basic 340 gun and the offhand. The reason for this is I wanted to show you how much damage I get with just these 2. Now imagine if you can bump it to 344 and get an actual better gun, add another 2000 damage to it. With that said, let's move on to the combat style. All right, here is the combat style. Go ahead and copy all of this. I'm not going to go over all of it. I'm just going to pinpoint a few things that are very important. Starting off with number 23, Hyper Cinders. You have to get this. This is how you're going to push that 30+ K in all the boss fights. and more. The reason why this works is when you pop your first dot on them, the incendiary round, it has a 50% chance to trigger your hyper assault rounds. That is your passive. If you look at your passives, all the way on the bottom, this is what it is right here. What this means is pretty much your explosive round. It will trigger it, it will glow it, and it will do more damage and cost less heat. Normally it costs 20 energy cells, if you will. Cells in this case, not heat. When it triggers, it'll only cost 10, making it a very good substitute or a filler option. So again, that's very important that you go ahead and make sure that you get this and you understand how it works. The next thing I want to pinpoint is a 64, and that is the one-man army, which is your electronet, just to kind of get that additional alacrity buff for 9 seconds. Now, is this necessary? No, it's not. If you're doing PvP or if you want more defense, you should definitely get combat shield, but overall, the most damage output you'll get with one-man army, guaranteed. Anyway, go ahead and copy this and let us get into the rotation, and then we'll talk about some other things that you need to understand. All right, my friends, and one thing I want to actually talk about before we go into the rotation is the energy cells or resources. And honestly, if you understand how this works, you can play any of the Merc classes or the Bounty Hunter classes or the Trooper classes. They all work the same. People fail or face challenges or struggle because they don't understand how the resources actually work. I'm going to show you how they work. Let me just show you what happens if you don't pay attention to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fire mortars at this training dummy, and I want you to look at the energy cells on the right side. Look at that right there, it says fast, energy cells regeneration, fast. Look at that, and look at how many energy cells you get per second. So as I fire a few of them, as you see right here, it's moderate now, 3 seconds per. And if we go to slow mode, especially if you go below 20, you get 2 energy cells per second, as you see right here. I can't even fire anything anymore because I have no energy, meaning I am just sitting there firing off a basic attack while my damage is going down and down and down. It's very important that you understand how this works. The rule of thumb, okay, the rule of thumb when playing these classes is to be in positive cells, meaning you want to be 70 energy or above and continue. If you are not 70 and above, use a filler that will do less damage, or less damage but cost no heat, just to give your chance for your energy cells to kind of come back. I hope that kind of makes sense. Let's continue to the rotation. All right, let's kick things off with the opener. Now the opener, you're going to do this one time and you're going to not do this again, because we have a rotation you're going to follow fully. But this is again how you open on any of the bosses, and it works perfectly. We're going to start things off with serrated bolt. You're going to do that into incendiary round, into a mag bolt. Then you're going to do a full auto, and you're going to let this go fully. You're going to make sure it finishes fully into your electro net. It's very important that again you follow this rotation. One more time. Serrated bolt, incendiary round, you put the dots up. Then you're going to do mag bolt into a full auto into an electro net. After that, you're going to pretty much use your buffs, if you will. So you're going to use your supercharged gas. If you have an adrenal, this is where you want to use it. And then you're going to go into your assault plastique, mag bolt, charge bolt, mag bolt, just like that, okay? And let me show you how that actually works. I won't be using the adrenal because again, there's no need for it, but let me show you how the actual opener looks like without this. So really quick, let's go ahead. Always before you start the fight, always do your recharge reload. Make sure that you have an active supercharged cell before you actually start the fight, because again, you can pre-do this. There shouldn't be an issue here, right? So here we go. So as you see right here, there's 2 dots, that's 1 filler. We have to let this finish fully, okay? Electronet, pop this, then we do plastique, bolt, charge bolts, and another mag bolt. That is the opener. As you see right here, that is a lot of damage. Now, once you are done again with the opener, we're not going to touch it anymore. Now we are going to go into the main rotation, and I have it right here for you guys. Again, I'll click just to make this easy. I know this looks a little crazy, right? But I'm going to show you how the actual thing is, just to make it easier and talk through it. So let's split this up into, as you see right here, kind of 3 and 3. That's kind of the whole purpose here. The purpose of it is you're going to do 1 dot, 1 filler into a charged bolt. 1 dot, 1 filler, charge bolt. 6 moves, okay? That's all we need here. 6 moves. One more time. Incendiary round, filler, we're gonna go with hammer shot. However, if your explosive round is glowing, instead of using hammer shot, you're gonna use explosive round, okay? And then into a charge bolt. Second section of dots, if you will, you're gonna do a serrated bolt. And again, same thing here. If your explosive round is glowing, click it. If it's not, go with the hammer shot into a charged bolt. Now, this is again how you play aggressive. This is how I play. If for some reason, when you get to this right here, okay, if for some reason your heat or your energy cell is below like 65, then maybe instead of doing an explosive round, you just want to go with a hammer shot and then continue to a charged bolt. And let me do a few of these so you guys actually see how it looks like. It's timed perfectly. But anyway, it's something like this. So again, one dot, and then into a charge bolt. As you see, it's glowing. So we're going to go ahead and pop this and then go into charge bolts. And we're just going to repeat it, okay? Now, obviously, the rotation is not done. I just want to show you how it actually does work. And then we continue, okay? Simple, right? That is kind of like the main rotation. Now, it's not done yet. That's part one. Part two of this rotation is the bang bang, if you will. This right here is the finisher, how you continue before you go back to the side. Pretty much what we're going to do is assault plastique after our second charge bolt. You're going to do assault plastique, and then into, if it's available, you're going to use your supercharged cell into a mag shot, charge bolt, mag shot. Now, if for some reason your explosive round is glowing, right before or right after you hit assault plastique, you can go ahead and use it and then go into mag bolt. If it's not glowing, just continue into mag bolt. So again, this is the full rotation. Let me show you. I'm going to do like one or two of them, just kind of show you how it actually works. And then we'll continue. So here we go. We'll start off with the one dot, filler, charge bolt. Okay. Second dot, second filler, charge bolt. It's glowing, right? So plastique, we're going to use it and then continue to that charge bolt and then mag shot. And then we go back to one. All right. And then first charge bolt, oh, it's glowing right there. So we're going to go ahead and use that one and then go into charge bolt. And then we're going to use the just like so. Easy peasy, right? And as you see, your heat will always be positive. You won't have to worry about heat too much because it works for you, and you shouldn't get into any trouble. If for some reason you do, you can use your recharge cells to go from there. Again, main point here, by the second section of dots, by your serrated bolt section, if you will, if you are 70 and below, then just use hammer shot. If you're 70 and above, and your explosive round is glowing, you can go ahead and use your explosive round. However, if you use two of these in these two fillers, your heat is going to go crazy. So again, that's playing aggressively. If that happens, make sure that you have your recharge cells glowing and ready to go. With that said, I'm going to show you a full parse now to show you how this actually works, and I'll click through it so you guys can actually see the rotation, the opener, and all that good stuff. All right. Thank you guys very much. I hope that was easy to follow. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.